Boro Aboye. So I'm out here on location. I'm running my errands, doing my thing up here in the Bay Area. And this is one of the things that's like so fantastic about living here in the Bay Area. You get these beautiful murals that crop up all over the place, right? You can see this is a work of art. It's truly beautiful. And this is, I think I'm about 100% sure that this comes out of the Mexican heritage, right? Here in California, we got a deep Mexican heritage. And I think more particular here in the Bay Area, the mural painting tradition is rooted in the presence of Diego Rivera, who Frida Kahlo married Diego Rivera, and they came to the Bay Area. I want to say in the 30s or the 40s. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they came here, and they were commissioned to do some extensive work in the Bay Area, and I'm under the impression that that is a major contributor to the Bay Area mural tradition. Anyway, what I like about the mural tradition is that it's like you can see that this is outside. It's, you know what I mean, and it kind of is a part of an artistic continuum that at the highest level is a piece of art like this, and then at the, let's say, the lowest level is just graffiti. You know what I'm saying? You could be 14 years old, go get a spray can and start tagging up the walls, and you might be good at it. You might be really good at it, and your particular signature or your images might be pretty beautiful, right? But there's a difference between being a graffiti artist and a mural artist, even though they fall into this kind of same category of street art, right? And I like that as an analogy for what happens with, the spiritual traditions. You got all kinds of folk healing traditions that, on the level of, say, like graffiti, are kind of folk remedies. You get some lime and some cayenne pepper and some honey and you can heal things. Or if you get some hyssop root, some hyssop and some basil and some, some kind of feather in a rock, and you tie some red string around it and you hang it in front of your door, or you throw it over your shoulder, or you sprinkle some salt, you can make certain things happen, right? That's folk. There's nothing formal about it. It's casual, and you kind of, if it manifests for you, great. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got things that are totally formal, totally institutionalized, and very structured and rooted in long standing traditions. And that's where Ifa falls in, right? Ifa is an ancient tradition that is reputed to be the highest ranking indigenous knowledge system in Yoruba land. And so with that in mind, we've got these three voices that are coming out of West Africa right now as it pertains to Ifa. On the one hand, you got the voice that says, yes, Ifa, it knows the beginning and the end of all things. It's the definitive authority of Yoruba indigenous knowledge systems. You got a second voice that says that you as an individual should get initiated. Everybody should get initiated to Ifa. Everybody. In order to know your destiny, you should be initiated. And then you got this third voice that says there's no training necessary for you to be initiated or to practice Ifa. So you got this ultimate knowledge system that everybody should get initiated to, and you don't have to be trained to do it. It's disingenuous. It's very confusing. It's creating so much chaos and unnecessary mishaps, and lowering the standard of our practice at an alarming rate, right? And so we start screaming all this, outrage at fraud and scams and people who just don't know what they're doing. But, what do you expect when you bait people into the idea that this is the greatest thing since fried chicken, and you tell everybody you should do it in order to be able to find your way, and then you tell them there's no entry. All you got to do is have the money. You're setting the stage for nonsense, and that's what we're getting. And so I want to encourage everybody to use their common sense. If you want to be a part of something great, then you got to make the sacrifice. If you want something that's easy and cheap, then you're going to get something that's easy and cheap. And so we, on the side of practitioners and devotees and priests, we have to be the standard bearers. We have to tell people the truth about what it takes to be a practitioner. Get trained before you get initiated. That's how it has always been. That's how it has always been. That's how it's always been. When I woke up in the shrine, in the temple in West Africa, the first thing people do is this long litany of prayers. They've been trained to do that. They're being conditioned to do that, and they're learning to do that from a young age, and they're mastering it all the way up until their old age. And so I want to encourage us all to be consistent with the tradition. Get trained before you get initiated. Aboshishe.